Oh.
Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Amma ba'd, we have our brother, Mufti Muhammad Munir, and we would just like to ask him a couple of questions, inshallah.
Welcome to all of us, inshallah.
So we know that you are a student of the College of Hadith in the Islamic University in Medina. So can you tell us please, like, what is the definition of a hadith? What constitutes a hadith or the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam?
Alhamdulillah, we say briefly that hadith has basic linguistic meaning in the Arabic language, or as the Prophet sallallahu speaks Arabic, as we all know, of course. The Quran was sent down in that language, and that was the language of the Muslims at the time. Then we have a technical definition. What does the term hadith mean? According to the scholars of hadith, those great ulama, those great mountains of knowledge, what did they consider to be a hadith? So in the Arabic language, then if we use the term hadith as a noun, then we say that it means a story, a discourse, a narration, okay, something that happened, something that's passed down, something that's held down, handed down, some people say tradition. As for if we make it a synonym, then it means new. Hadith is jadid. As the Prophet ﷺ said, وَشَرَّ الْأُمُورِ مُحْدَثَاتُهَا. The worst of affairs are those things that are newly introduced. That's the linguistical meaning of the term hadith. Once again, if it's a noun, then it means a story, a tradition. From a hadith, Allah says in the Quran, which hadith will they believe in after the Quran? Which narrative, which tradition? If they're not going to believe in the Quran, what do they believe in? Okay? As for if it's made as a description of something, then it means something that's new. As for its technical meaning, the people of knowledge, the scholars of hadith, they say it's anything that is narrated and that is attributed to the Prophet. Anything, whether it's authentic, whether it's weak, fabricated, if it's attributed, if they say the Messenger of Allah said, the Messenger of Allah did, the Messenger of Allah he drank, he ate like this, he walked like this, he allowed his companions to do that, and they call it a hadith. So we say that any statement, any action, any silent approval, something he kept silent about, and let the companions do in his company, or something that was of his characteristics, okay, whether it's moral characteristics, he was honorable, he was kind, he was brave, he was shy, or his actual physical appearance. He had long hair, he had a full beard, mashallah, things like this. He used to wear qameez, he liked to eat, he liked to do this, he slept like that, and so on and so forth. So that is basically the hadith. So when we say a statement of the Prophet these are judged by intentions. Not taqdar, do not become angry. Feel wherever you are. And this goes on. Actions of the Prophet Aisha radiallahu anha, she told us that whenever the Prophet entered his home, the first thing he would do was the siwak. Sahih Muslim. Silent approval, the Messenger of Allah alayhi salatu wasalam, he allowed the companions to fast when they traveled, when they went to Mecca. Some of them traveled, and some of them fasted, others broke the fast, as Anas radiallahu anhu narrated. So due to the fact that he kept silent about it, we understand that that's sunnah. And that is also a hadith. Even if the Prophet's words and actions are mentioned, but the sheer fact that Anas said that the Prophet he didn't criticize any of us. Then we have sifat, attributes of the Prophet, characteristics, qualities, such as his physical qualities, as we said. The Messenger of Allah had long hair, relatively long hair. One narration says, another narration says, to his shoulder, and so on and so forth. And then we have the moral character of the Prophet. The most famous hadith is the hadith of Aisha, where she said, his character of the Quran. Okay, and then we have anything from Sirah is also considered to be a hadith, even if it's not a statement of the Prophet, but something that happened during his time with the companions. His verse was sent down, the Muslims, they went out on this battle, so on and so forth. And some of the scholars of hadith, they even say that a hadith is that which is before his prophet. Before he was even made a messenger, something that he did, some of his qualities and characteristics, these things are also called hadith.
Even like, for example, like the story of the black stone that we all know. When the Arabs are about to go fight each other, and Prophet reconciled between this one considered hadith.
Some of the ulama hadith they consider it to be hadith. Anything that he did before or after prophethood. Now that being used for legal proof, different issue. But actually being classified as hadith, some of them do say that. Now you mentioned about sunnah. Is that synonymous to hadith? You say yes and no. It all depends on whose terminology you're using. I believe we explained this before, maybe in the compilation of sunnah lectures. That sometimes the term sunnah is synonymous, okay, and other times it's contrast. But in general, according to our culture, the culture of hadith, the sunnah is similar to hadith.
And in closing, inshallah, could you leave us with something for this Ramadan that we can benefit from, maybe implement in our day-to-day lives as Ramadan is passing?
I mean, well, the Prophet ﷺ, as Aisha narrated, she said, his foot was the Quran. In other words, everything that was laid down, that was mentioned, all of the things that Allah requested us to do in the Quran and warned us from, the Messenger of Allah personified those things. So that was in general, let alone in Ramadan. Okay, so when Allah talks about, I believe you mentioned it, the lecture that we did, Allah says, oh, you believe, prescribed upon you is fasting, as was prescribed upon those who came before you, so that you may taqwa. So the Prophet ﷺ, he lived and showed us what taqwa is. How he prayed, how he fasted, how he broke his fast, how he recited the Quran. That is the personification of the intended meaning of taqwa. So, I mean, if you talk about comprehensive, laconic speech, kana khuluquhu al-Quran. His character was the Quran. What Allah is telling you in the Quran, that's how we should live as Muslims, especially with the small. We should be patient, we should fear, we should be conscious, we should be mindful, we should preserve and protect our fast. And we shouldn't be of those who just stay away from food, drink, and sexual intercourse. We should read the Quran abundantly. We should try to, pray, ask Allah for more. Okay, and another simple benefit was this miswak. The Prophet used miswak all of the time, in Ramadan and outside of Ramadan. So alhamdulillah, that's some brief topic like that can't be, Thank you for the time. Inshallah, the brothers and sisters, they all benefited. Hopefully we see you guys in the next episode. Inshallah.